Hello and welcome to another episode of What's Hot with Scott. We are trying something new today. Again, I'm a little technologically challenged, as some of you may have seen in my past videos, so we'll see how well this works. I'm actually using a mobile device to do this live broadcast today. So the reason we're doing that is earlier this week we did our newsletter, which covered getting your homes ready for winter in Minnesota, anywhere where it's cold, or just getting your homes ready altogether. There's things that you can do. So Charlie Jackson is waiting. Bring them on my camera. I don't know if I want to do that. Charlie, I'm not sure how this works, so I'm not going to tap that button. Thanks for being here, though. Anyhow, I'm outside right now, and I'm going to quickly turn and show you a hose bib. So you should be able to see the hose bib. And part of what we're going to show you is that you need to go in and shut down your interior shutoff for that hose bib and drain that hose bib. Another thing we talked about in our newsletter, our Titus Contracting newsletter, is making sure that all your caulking around your windows and doors, and you can see some clear silicone on this. We call it J-channel. And it butts into the cladding for the window. But make sure that all your trim is caulked properly. If you don't know how to do that, you might want to have somebody do it for you because it can get messy. Yes, Charlie, the weather is cold here. We actually had a little bit of snow on the car this morning. Yeah, a little too early for me. Anyhow, I'm going to keep wandering inside. Again, if you're just joining us, I'm Scott Rajavori with Titus Contracting. One thing I learned a while back that's very important is actually if you have interior screens, so I have interior screens here, you should remove them during the winter because what they'll actually do is trap moisture between the screen and the window, and you get that black, almost like mold look. That's because moisture is sitting on your window. Sometimes your humidity is too high, sometimes your house is sealed so tight that there's not enough air exchanges happening, and that's when we get into the humidifier, and you need to make this adjustment here. This is an April air. I don't know if you'll be able to read the different temperature settings, but you want to set this based on the temperature outside. And if you have a newer home, you just moved into it, you may not know what that device is for. It's used during the winter to control your humidity in the house. Hardwood floors really are affected by low humidity, by drying the house out too much. And this is a control for a Van E. So we talked about the Van E actually in a couple episodes ago. Great tip for the screens. Thanks, Charlie. We talked about the Van E and needing that for creating air exchanges in your home, moving your air around. You turn it off in the summer. You don't want to be bringing the humid air in. Definitely want it on now. Very good idea if you've got a more efficient furnace, something newer installed with a DC motor or multi-stage motor that you even turn on the fan on your furnace. So that's a switch on your thermostat that will say auto, off, and on. Always good to turn that on as it gets colder outside to keep the air moving around. So what I'm going to show you now is the gate valve for a water shut off on the outside of a home. So you shut that down. You see that little knob sticking out, I'm going to say to the right, the little cap. After you shut it down, you want to take and drain out the water from that spigot. You turn on the outside spigot, shut this off, open that cap up, drain it out, put the cap back on. Another great tip here in Minnesota is fresh air intake, which is right here. I don't know if you can see that. I think somehow I can turn a light on, but I don't know how. That's a fresh air intake to bring in combustion air for your furnace. If you put a bucket on the end, it will stop the cold air from constantly coming in, but will allow the furnace to draw cold air. Another thing we talked about was cleaning your filters in your Van E. So that's one filter there. This big pyramid is a filter. Here's another filter. We actually clean ours very regularly. I was told that's odd that people do not realize they need to do that. You need to consult with somebody or with your manual. But if you're not cleaning those filters, this thing will not operate properly along with the fact you need to clean your furnace filter, change your furnace filter at least every 3 months. You want to at least change it out every 3 months. So I'm going to walk back to something else that people don't realize they need to do, but while I'm doing that, I'm also going to suggest that you check your sump pump, that you check your sump pump hose if you've got one. If you don't know what a sump pump is, don't worry about it. And look at this, we're actually getting snow. Can you believe it? Can you see it? Unreal. Gotta love Minnesota. I guess it's better than the hurricanes. I feel very sorry for those folks who've been having to deal with that, but make sure that hose for the sump pump is unobstructed. Or if you're smart and you can keep on track with this stuff, you can put a calendar reminder in. Just remind yourself to put plug the sump pump in. The reason for that is that if you block that hose or it freezes up, you're going to have issues with the sump pump potentially burning out. You don't want to do that. You won't know it's burnt out, and then you're going to have issues in the spring. The other thing I wanted to show you quickly was these intakes right here. So people don't realize that these intakes, one is for our Van E, our air exchanger, and one is for our combustion air, need to be cleaned. If you have cottonwoods, I'm telling you, they need to be cleaned for sure. And we have a lot of cottonwoods in Minnesota. So those get obstructed, the air can't get pulled in, your air exchanger's not working, you're not getting combustion air, so that's an issue too. So that's some of the things. Roll up those hoses, get those hose bibs disconnected, drain out the hose bibs, check your filters, check the caulking around your doors and windows, any spot that there could be water infiltration, check your sweeps, your seals on your doors, all these things, or call a professional and have them do it for you. I think I've given you a lot here. Hope that this has helped you get yourself ready for what is inevitably coming just around the corner, and that is another winter. So I'm Scott Rajavori with Titus Contracting. This is What's Hot with Scott. Thank you for joining us. I hope this mobile cast worked out okay. Hi, Jennifer. Great. Thank you, Jennifer. Appreciate it. Signing off. Have a good one.